Why was realism sculpture created? If you're curious about the origins and purpose of realism in sculpture, you're about to uncover a fascinating story. Let's start by understanding the context in which realism emerged. In the mid-19th century, Europe was undergoing significant social and political changes. The 1848 revolution in France, for instance, highlighted the struggles of the working class and the need for social reform. This period saw a shift in artistic focus, moving away from the idealized and romanticized depictions of life that were prevalent at the time. Realism in sculpture, as well as in painting, was a direct response to these changes. Artists began to reject the traditional romantic ideals that emphasized beauty, heroism, and mythological themes. Instead, they sought to depict the world as it truly was, with all its flaws and imperfections. One of the key figures in this movement was Gustave Courbet, a French artist known for his realistic paintings and sculptures. His work, such as The Stone Breakers, exemplified the realist approach by focusing on everyday workers and their struggles. This emphasis on ordinary people and their daily lives was a radical departure from the art of the past. Realist artists aimed to show life in its raw form, without the embellishments or idealizations that were common in earlier art movements. They used natural lighting, precise details, and faithful representations to capture the essence of everyday scenes. This approach made art more accessible and relatable to a broader audience, especially the working class. The realist movement was not just about aesthetics, it was also deeply political. By depicting the harsh realities of everyday life, artists were making a statement about social justice and the need for reform. They highlighted the struggles of common people, such as laborers and peasants, who were often overlooked in traditional art. In sculpture, this movement meant creating pieces that were more grounded in reality. Sculptors focused on the textures, expressions, and postures of their subjects, making them look as real as possible. This attention to detail and commitment to truth helped to humanize the subjects and connect viewers to the art on a more personal level. So why was realism sculpture created? It was created to reflect the real world, to challenge traditional artistic norms, and to bring attention to the lives and struggles of ordinary people. It was a movement that sought to make art more honest, more relatable, and more relevant to the society of its time. By doing so, realist artists paved the way for future art movements that continued to push the boundaries of what art could represent and how it could engage with the world.